This episode of the Totally Rad Show is brought to you by Netflix. Coming up, it's finally time to play the highly anticipated sequel, Borderlands 2.
Show. 2009's Totally Rad Show, video game of the year, winner of the Raddie.
That's a long time ago.
Borderlands. We loved it. It blew us away that year. Finally, the sequel has arrived. It comes out today. We've been playing it like mad. Couldn't be more excited to talk about it. Borderlands, of course, the game of
Thrones.
Gun orgies. It's a loot game based all around billions and billions of guns. This time, they've also added variable grenade types and shields and all crazy kinds of stuff. It's 5 years later. You're playing 4 different characters. Hopefully you saw last week we had a really awesome interview with the lead writer of Borderlands 2. We had some really great info there. But we're back into,
Pandora.
Back into Pandora, 4-player co-op, loot gathering, running around, killing stuff. Really, the formula is very similar. There's some interesting new tweaks. Alex, I know you played the living crap out of this, both on the 360 and the PC.
Yeah.
The first one.
Yeah, played through it a couple times on the 360, and then once or twice on the PC, and then all through all the downloadable content.
So my question for you is, more of the same? Big step forward? Or even if it's just more of the same, is that a bad thing?
Interesting. I would say yes, no, still processing.
All right.
So is it more of the same? Yes, it's more of the same, but with different character classes.
Yeah.
Look, you get all of the awesomeness that was and is Borderlands. The visual style is amazing. The combat is very fun and visceral. The loot pinatas are back in force. The writing is amazing as it was,
Very funny.
and the voice acting as it was before. Very punny and really fun.
I think they even took it up a notch this time.
Definitely.
And there's more of it.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. And you feel right back at home. You've got your, Skeeter's gonna give you your cars. You're driving the same types of cars, possibly more. We only unlocked 1 or 2. But same style, same fight, and it's funny because it has been 3 years, and I think I came to 2 realizations about this game, which is, 1, really enjoyed it, just like I enjoyed Borderlands. There will probably be a time in a couple months where this becomes the thing that I play every day for 6 hours a day, multiple different things. You know what I mean? That time may come, because it came later with Borderlands for me.
How come it's not now?
I fear that the reason I loved Borderlands was because of the Hunter class. Because I did not enjoy playing any of the previous classes, any of the other classes. There was no joy for me there.
You liked your birdie.
I loved my birdie. I loved my birdie. I didn't just like my birdie, I loved my birdie.
And you're playing Zero right now.
Yes, who is the most like the guy. I like to be back from the action, commanding the thing, blowing up the barrels. I got really into pistols. Back on my Hunter, it was less. Sniper's fun, but I was sort of basically I felt like a sniper with a handgun.
Yeah.
Which was awesome. Just looking down the iron sights of a gun and shooting somebody from very far away and hitting them in the head and they explode. Very satisfying, especially after my bird slows them down and takes money from them and all this great stuff. My fear is because that character class doesn't exist, that I'm not going to have that same love for Borderlands 2 as I did for Borderlands. That's my big fear. They did some changes that I appreciate. They did some changes that I don't appreciate. I think that the fact that you can walk over loot mostly you can walk over loot and it'll just get sucked to you is great.
Just money, I think.
It's money and ammo and health.
And ammo, yeah.
But it's not anything that you open, right? So the whole point is anything that comes out of somebody that's not an item will come sucked to you if you need it. Okay. But great, little buggy. Doesn't always do it. You have to be really close. It was sort of like a half step into, oh, you don't have to pick anything up. Still picking things up.
Yeah.
So it's sort of like, I appreciate that they did that, but it didn't.
Well, but you don't want to pick up items because then your inventory goes, it gets cluttered.
Agreed, 100%. And I also, so I get that there's this what to do thing. The other thing is, I really did not like the menu system. The look, the sort of like, Dead Space kind of hovering in the thing. Really hard to see what the hell was going on. It was hard for me to figure out where I was. It was so easy and smooth in the other because it was simple. It was, you hit a button and a big thing comes up, and then all that thing is, the only thing to be looking at is rifling through your stuff. It's all the same mechanic. It's all the same how to do it, but because it's just sort of up there in these weird floaty things, there's text on top of things, and it's really confusing and difficult to manage. So I was really kind of disappointed about that. But it's one of those things. I'm like a level 13 or 14 or something Zero guy. I'm gonna keep playing Zero because there's no appeal for any of the other guys. And I think maybe as I get deeper down and I get some of the unlocks of the things that I can do with the guns in the sort of sniper tree will get me that, oh yeah, right, I remember I kill somebody and then this other thing pops up. But basically, I just don't very often use the special, which is disappointing.
Dan, you also loved Borderlands, as did we all.
Yeah, of course. Totally Rad Show Game of the Year.
Game of the Year, baby. So, tell me about 2.
I was actually pretty disappointed.
Really? What character class were you playing?
Okay, well, I started out, I got level 10 on a Siren.
And I found the character select.
I found it too.
Okay, good.
I found it.
Right, so because you played most of Borderlands you played as the chick, I remember.
Oh, so the Siren.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't the same though, right? Because she levitates and she used to
What
like.
did she used to do?
She used to like disappear and then reappear behind you or something like that.
That's like the assassin now. So I did 10 levels as her, and I was not having fun.
Really? Not any fun at all?
Her skill, her ability, that levitating people, is
Mass Effect,
not
right?
fun.
No?
No. It just locks people in place. And it doesn't last. I mean, I could have kept on going and it probably would have gotten way cooler, but I just wasn't having fun. So I started again as the assassin class, Zero, and way more fun.
Oh, that's good.
Way more fun. But I think the problem that I was having, even with Zero was more fun, but the problem that I was having with Siren is that none of the abilities, I think it's a different climate since Borderlands, and we've been playing Diablo and Terra and Guild Wars 2 and these MMOs, these that are similar to this game, where the abilities are so much cooler and fun, and they do awesome things. And the abilities in this game so far in the first chunk are not that fun and awesome. And
well, but
at least for these two characters.
In the defense of the game, perhaps it's about the guns, really.
But even the guns don't do anything super awesome. Like,
it's not awesome guns.
Back then they did cool things. I haven't found anything that has been awesome. I haven't found anything like, oh my god, I love this, so cool. And the other thing about it is that I remember in the first game, I remember feeling so overpowered the whole time. I think we even talked about in the review, and that even raised a philosophical question of, what is it better in a game, to be overpowered or underpowered?
Well, do you think that you're comparing the last half of Borderlands 1 with the first half of Borderlands 2?
I remember the whole time. I remember what I was looking at on screen, playing with you guys, and maybe it's because I only played with Alex, one other person, not 3-player co-op, but the irony is, when I was playing by myself, I felt like, man, I'm playing a co-op game. I'm playing that by myself. I feel like a game that's designed for co-op, I'm playing by myself, and that's why everything's really challenging, really difficult, whatever. Then when I played with Alex, I said, you know what, this was a little bit easier when I was by myself, because we didn't have to worry about looting. Every time we kill people, it took about 5 minutes to just figure out the loot stuff, and then we can move on.
Yeah. In a post-Diablo 3 world where everybody has their own loot, it's really hard to see a co-op game where it's like, and go.
What did you get? Oh, do you want that? I'll take it. Or you can.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, I accidentally took it. I do appreciate the challenge. There's no fight that's easy. Every fight I have to really think about and really use all my abilities and all the things that I'm able to do. But I didn't have a blast doing it. It was because none of the upsides to figuring it out. The loot, I never got super amazing loot. Like I said, I just never got an awesome gun that has some super cool ability. And the abilities that I was unlocking in my skill tree were not super fucking awesome. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Excuse my French.
It's all right. It's a multilingual
I mean, it's
show.
fun. It's a cool game. I don't remember the first game. I just remember loving the first game, and I'm not loving this game.
I'm really surprised that you guys both sound a little over the crest of...
I'm tempered.
Yeah, tempered.
But it's
I'm
because,
pretty-
and it's because I'm deep into other games where I'm like, oh man, I just want to be going and playing that game, or I just want to be. Whereas before, it might have been that I came to it at a time where it was the thing that I could obsess over. Where
Yeah.
now I feel like there's like 6 different games that I want to be obsessed.
See, for me, I sat down and felt like I was in a comfortable shoe, and I was like, oh, I remember why I love this so much. This is so much fun. It's the magic of making a loot-based role-playing game and a fun first-person shooter game just combined. And I love the variety of guns. It seems like they even kick that up a notch, and visually you're instantly able to tell what a gun is going to be like just looking at it, whereas in the first game I was sort of like, and the feel of each gun is different.
I feel like they took out the revolvers, which is disappointing to me, because there was a different revolver, and then there was like the repeater.
Right.
So now there's pistols.
Yeah.
Some of them, and you don't know until you shoot it. And the problem was I hated repeaters, never used them, loved revolvers. So now it's like, I don't know which one of the things was the thing that I love, but they did add a lot more how the gun reacts. So like I have a
you
needler
feel
that
differently.
like, but also I have one that like seeks, or that doesn't seek, but it pins things,
Yeah.
and then they explode later.
Yeah.
Which is kind of
And
interesting.
I got that shotgun that like shoots like a volley out in
Yeah.
sort of an arc.
Yeah,
It's really,
so
really
they
cool.
They did up the gun, what the guns do. It's
Right.
not just the stats on the gun, which
Yeah.
it seemed like it was before.
Right.
Yeah.
And the art style is so fun to be in, and how now we got a new color palette, and we're starting in a snow area instead of in a desert area, and as familiar as it seems, it also feels like a breath of fresh air to the series. And boy, I'm not just saying this because we had the writer on last week. The writing is great.
Yeah,
it's
funny.
really, really funny and smart. And it's fun to be in that world and also be sort of chuckling at, I'm never laughing out loud, but I'm chuckling and amused and interested in reading the things because they're clever.
Right.
So I'm super still enthusiastic about this game, and it does co-op so smartly and so well, and it's such a fun thing to get together and go and run through this world with people. I'm still really, really excited about it. And
Like I said, I think that I will possibly get to that point, and I'm not down on it.
Yeah.
It's just it sort of met the expectation, and I was interested to see. But then my biggest worry is I have a concern that I really just fell in love with my guy, the class,
Yeah.
and I really wish you could just be able to choose from the original 4 cast or a new 4. Do you know what I
Interesting.
mean?
Yeah.
Because I would, in a heartbeat, get my Hawk out.
So I think that if you liked Borderlands, you'll love Borderlands 2. But you're saying basically if you liked Borderlands, you might be disappointed by Borderlands 2.
Maybe.
Good
I just
answer.
don't-
Solid.
Just you.
Solid.
No, well,
Solid.
the problem is so much time has passed. We played so many different games from Borderlands.
It's not evolutionary enough for you.
Yeah.
doesn't-
It didn't
push
learn.
forward.
It didn't
I
learn.
think so.
It didn't learn from the games that came between Borderlands and
Yeah.
Borderlands 2.
It just improved
like
upon
the fast,
Borderlands,
yeah,
which
like the
is
fast travel.
great.
It has fast travel, but they're not anywhere near where you are. And
Yeah.
believe me, when you
Yeah, I
go
don't
down
know what
into
it-
it, I went down into.
You should be able to fast travel from your menu.
Well,
Yes,
but also
you
I
should.
went down into this whole thing
Like
of the blah
those
blah
too.
blah, and literally the end of that was, oh well, just head on back.
Yeah, and now you have to.
Literally, that's what the character
That's the
said.
thing is,
Just head on back.
There's no positive. It's like I'm not getting
It's like the
anything
Halo
from exploring
library.
This, where I'm not like I have to go back through the same area. And sometimes the enemies will be back, and I have to kill them again. What am I getting out of that?
XP.
But I'm not. No, but I'm
but
not getting
a lot of times
any
the
game
Yeah, I see what
enriching
you're
experience.
saying.
And a lot of times the guys aren't back. So literally all you're doing is just running
Yeah, it's like,
back
what
to
is
the
the-
place.
I hear you.
What is the
I
positive
agree.
of
There
that?
should be fast travel in the menu.
Yeah.
No, anyway.
Yeah, interesting. I'm surprised. Mixed bag from the TRS guys on Borderlands 2.
All right, everybody, be sure to stick around. We're going to be answering one of your Twitter questions right after this. But first, we want to thank our sponsors, Dan Trachtenberg. Hit me.
Netflix, guys. Netflix. With more than 26 million members, Netflix is the world's leading internet subscription service for enjoying movies and TV programs. Members can instantly watch thousands of titles on your Xbox 360, your PS3, your Wii, your Apple devices like an Apple iPhone 5.
What?
Faster on
That is a
Verizon, I
device.
think. I think it downloads faster on Verizon. Kindle and Nook. As a Netflix member, you can instantly watch as many movies as you want for one low monthly price. There are no late
What?
fees or due dates.
Crazy.
I watched something this week because
did
of
you
your
watch?
recommendation, and I believe Mike's recommendation. Make Believe.
Yes!
Which one was that one again?
The documentary on Magic Kids.
Oh,
Magical
right. Yeah, I
Kids.
saw that. It was the one that was on Showtime or whatever.
Charming.
Yeah, we talked about it.
Yeah, we talked
You had
about it.
seen
Yeah, I saw it. It's
Charming.
cute. Yeah.
Awesome.
Charming.
Awesome.
I mean, obvious right at the beginning who's going to win, but charming. I thought so.
I think it had that best in show. Like any
bit.
one of these guys could.
Yep.
You know,
It wasn't
not
quite as
any
good
of
as
them.
the spelling bee documentary, but it was close.
Yes, like that too.
Yeah.
Yeah. More talented kids, I think, than that.
Hey, spelling bees ain't easy.
Go to netflix.com/TRS and sign up to watch a movie like Make Believe for free. And use that URL so that they know that we sent you.
Boom. Background.
Hey, send in your background.
And TotallyRadShow.com. We're totally rad shout of here.
Check us out tomorrow for the return of What Is That?
Today's Twitter question sent in with the hashtag TRSQ from Sam Line, @SamLine on Twitter.
Our buddy Sam Line.
Yeah.
What's up, Sam Line?
He asks, if you each were able to commission your own spaceship, what name would you give it and what would it look like?
Oh boy.
This is intense.
Let's be honest, have designed many spaceships in my
Yep.
time, both pencil and paper,
Yep.
and more importantly, Lego.
Correct.
Lego spaceship design, here's the most important thing for me. That the ship
Doesn't look
does
like a
some
fire
s-
truck.
Doesn't look like a fire truck. Does some stuff.
Okay.
Like, little ship shoots out of bigger ship,
Yep.
reconnects to bigger ship.
Yep, very
It's got-
mask.
Yes,
Star Trek.
gotta have all that.
Yeah, saucer separation.
I like the idea of a ship it's like a city. You know?
Oh,
It's
a
like,
shitty.
Like a Death Star. No.
Shitty walk?
Shitty walk?
Yeah,
you really?
shitty. And we call it the shitty.
They're shitty.
But would it be like a flying
A
city?
floating city.
Or would it be like a ship that is so
You
big
mean
that
like
it could
one
be
of
a
the
city?
Cloud City cities?
Like Cloud City.
The Cloud City cities.
But I mean,
where
would
they
you
can
want the
move.
city to look like a city, not a spaceship, or a spaceship?
I think it's got a big glass dome. Awesome.
Boring.
Big what?
What?
Nah, I don't like
How,
it.
first off,
big glass dome?
Big glass dome is
That's
a must.
moving through space?
But here's the thing.
Name of
Big
my new
glass,
band, by the way, Big Glass
Big Glass Dome. But Big Glass Dome is part of the ship, sort of like the Millennium Falcon. Not very big, but it's a glass dome.
I think the whole
No, he
thing,
wants the whole thing to be a big
so
glass
like,
dome.
wherever you are on the
Boring.
ship, you're looking at it and it's
I refer to my previous
nebulas
statement.
and
I don't like that.
Yeah, nobody likes
I
that. It's boring.
I like a viewing deck. I like to be able to
viewing
go
deck.
Well, every
wander
windows.
through.
No, I want sleek. I
No.
want awesome. I
What if
want
it's a
stuff
sleek-
that shoots out of other
What if
stuff.
it's sleek also ship like a Star Destroyer,
Yes.
except that it's convertible, you know, with a big glass
convertible?
dome. With a big
Big
glass
glass
dome.
dome.
The whole roof
Look,
is glass.
I'm halfway
The whole
there.
roof
I'm
is
halfway
glass.
there. But
So
I don't.
just-
You don't need the whole roof to be
Right.
glass because first off, one deck below top deck, and you're like, fuck, they got the great view up
Yeah.
there, and I'm in
Well, you
shitty
can have
deck.
Maybe there's no below deck. It's all one floor. It's a ranch. It's a ranch ship.
It's a ranch ship,
Ranch-style
a ranch-style ship. You mean it's just
Ranch style
a thin,
floating city
thin
ship.
walking area covered with a glass dome? Technically, it's amazing.
We haven't named them.
Glass
Yours
dome.
obviously called Big Glass Dome.
The dome.
Yeah, BSD.
Mine's called the Cinerama Dome.
BG,
Or BGD.
BGD.
What's yours called, Alex?
You know, there's too many names to be had.
There are a lot of names to be had.
You know, the USS Amazing.
That's pretty great.
Yeah.
I like, my Xbox Live name is unpronounceable. I think it'd be funny to have unpronounceable on the side of a ship.
That would be funny.
I don't know, or something cool like Daggerfall or Slice. No, that's from Morrowind. But like
Yeah, something Cutco
yeah. the
Slice Man.
laser ship.
Shield. Thank you, Sam.
We gotta work on the names.